from a place we're not allowed to reveal. It's the Tom Leykis Show.
Who the f*** is with this guy? Who is he?
And now, here he is, Tom Leykis.
Thank you for tuning in to the Tom Leykis Show. This is where America gets together to talk about the issues you really care about. That's a different kind of radio talk program. We're the radio talk show that is not hosted by a right-wing wacko or a convicted felon. No. I am your host. Write down our telephone number. You're going to need it. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. We are together again on the radio. The people at Hooters were nice enough to bring in something like 200 chicken wings. And a bunch of their burgers. And, of course, everybody here, excuse me while I wipe myself. You know, as much as we love getting our hands on these burgers and these wings, I got to tell you, the chief engineer cannot be happy with my greasy paws being all over these buttons here in the control room. Oh, he's on vacation this week? Good. Very nice. He's not doing a staycation, is he? He's out of town, right? A staycation. Yeah, I'm going to do a staycation. I'm going to apply some mascara. Mantyhose? No, I didn't see that, Gary.
Guys wearing pantyhose.
Guys are wearing pantyhose now. These are straight males?
These are straight men.
They're wearing pantyhose.
Yeah.
And they're calling it mantyhose.
Correct.
Holy Christ. So these wings are great. And here we are. We got these Hooters wings, and we are powering them down during the break. I mean, you had to see us. We were in one of the emergency studios here just powering down chicken wings. Holy cow.
By the way, Tom, I was going to mention that we'll be in Dallas starting tomorrow, and it reminded me of what a great time we had at Hooters in Dallas when we watched the Suns and the Mavs play there.
That was like watching it at the arena.
Because we were, like, what, there's a Hooters like a couple blocks away from
the American Airlines
Arena.
Thing, yeah. Yeah, that because we couldn't get tickets to the actual game. We watched it at Hooters. We watched the entire game at Hooters, and there was like a lot of people watching going on. These were all the other people who couldn't get into the game too. And there we were, powering down whatever was in front of us. You know, you don't go into Hooters for gourmet fare. You don't. You go in to eat the kind of food you power down, like what we were doing here. There are chicken parts all over the other room. I mean, bones everywhere.
I think one of those big beers they serve there. That's what I need.
Yeah, you know, that's what's missing is that big beer. Do we have a big beer? Can we get a big beer? Because my mouth is also full of that hot flaming feeling after you've powered down about 30 hot wings. And I had a toothpick. I could probably use a toothpick right around now. Gary's trying to get this all together. Oh, look at that. Produced a beer. Very nice.
Let's not forget the Hooters girls, too.
The Hooters girls were here.
There were a couple of them here.
They delivered all this. Wow. Not bad. Well, we've all... Is that machine going crazy again? Is that because the engineering department's on vacation this week? Hopefully it is a staycation. Please come back from your staycation and fix this thing. Now we have sound effects playing at inopportune moments of the program. distracting me. It's pretty outrageous. But I must tell you that, there's nothing like sitting here powering down a bunch of wings. And we had the Hooter girls presenting us with wings here, which was kind of cool. And then, of course, it took about 4 wet naps to get rid of all the grease. You know how to make wet naps Dawn? Like the dishwashing detergent that cuts grease? If they're looking for a brand extension, how about wet naps? Now contains Dawn. Because right now I feel like I need something to get this grease off my face. Very nice. I'm going to the Hollywood Bowl tonight, by the way, with a greasy face. Unbelievable. Anyway, our thanks to the Hooters girls and the folks at Hooters. We've always been big fans. We've never stopped being fans of Hooters, I'll tell you what. And, we'll be in Dallas when we're on the road. That's when we really hit Hooters because, when we're staying at the hotel, we want to get out of the hotel. Always a good place to go watch the game. Very nice. Thank you very much for being part of the program. We appreciate it. Here we are together again on the radio. And
what's your topic tonight, anyway?
I'm about to tell you. About to get to it. Because we only do this approximately every 6 weeks or so. It comes up. Sometimes you guys send me letters and ask me when we're going to do it and when we're going to do it again. So we are going to do it again. It's time for another edition of Ask the Atheist. Are you ready?
Forgive me, Father, for I will sin.
I believe right now Jesus is touching you, and he's speaking to you deep inside your heart, and he's saying, I want to heal you. I want to help you.
God gives you the ability to get out of poverty. God is my witness. I look at myself in the mirror. You've heard me say it, and I just preach to myself. I speak it to and then I prophesy, and then I interpret, and I give an offering.
In Jesus' name, I pray. I give it up to God. I'm a God warrior.
We must come to Jesus with a humble attitude. We must acknowledge that he can, and then we must have a revelation that God wants to touch you, and he wants to heal you.
Ask the Atheist. We do it every 6 weeks or so. And then, by the way, don't start counting the weeks. Sometimes it's 7 weeks. Sometimes it's 4 weeks. But I think we do it, about 8 times a year, maybe. Don't want to burn out a good thing, but it's been quite a while since we've had an episode of Ask the Atheist. For those of you who've never participated in Ask the Atheist, understand, I am the atheist. Okay, an atheist is someone who does not believe in a supreme being. That includes God, Buddha, Jehovah, Muhammad, any of them. We don't believe. That's about the only thing that atheists have in common, by the way. There is no Vatican for atheism. There is no central spokesperson for atheism. And there are atheists who are liberals, atheists who are conservatives, atheists who are libertarians. The one thing we all agree on is we don't believe in a supreme being. It's that simple. How long have I been an atheist? My whole life. I never, ever believed in God? Never. Never did. Oh, yes, my mom tried to ram it down my throat for a period of time. But it didn't work. I didn't know being an atheist had a name. I just knew that I always felt queasy when my mom would try to take me to church. Or would sit me in a catechism class because my mom was Catholic. And she wanted to ram that Catholicism down my throat. But the bottom line here is I've always been an atheist. I never knew as a kid what the name of it was. I just never believed those fairy tales. And I still don't. An atheist is the least likely person to get elected president in this country. As much as people have problems in this country with racism, black people have felt put upon, gay people have felt put upon, women have felt put upon. they've taken surveys out of all the categories. If you're an atheist, you're the last one to get elected. You're just not going to get elected. It's not going to happen. Many people that think they've never even met an atheist. Many people have never heard the word before. But many times atheists are in the closet. They live amongst us. I know because many of them write to me and tell me they're out there. But, in many cases, if you want to keep your job or if you want to get elected to public office, if you want to move up the corporate ladder, it helps if you, just kind of liberally use the word Jesus, and you'll get there. Put that little fish symbol on the window of your business or stick it in your Yellow Pages ad. Wink, wink. I love all the Yellow Pages ads with the fish symbol. Sending a message out to the other Christians. Pretty outrageous. So the chances are you've met an atheist, you just don't know it. I'm sure there are many of you out there who've always wanted to ask an atheist a question. Well, I'll step into the breach, as Alexander Haig once did, and I'll be happy to be that atheist. So if you've got questions about atheism or atheists, or you just want to engage an atheist in an argument of some kind, this is your opportunity.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
At this point, you need to put out your own jewelry. It says, what would Tom Leykis do on the bracelet?
Yeah.
And then a DTB on the other side.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Ask the Atheist. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. This is Brian on Ask the Atheist. Tell him.
Yeah, Tom, how you doing? I'm going to ask the atheist. Got a question.
Yeah.
And the question is, okay, all these atheists and everything that are out there proclaiming they're atheists, okay, everybody spends money. And every coin and every dollar bill that we have says, in God we trust.
Well, that doesn't prove anything. A bunch of politicians who were politically motivated got together and put that phrase on money. But, by the way, it was not always on money. It was done by politicians over the years. So that proves absolutely nothing. It proves that a bunch of elected officials who wanted to get reelected did something to kiss the ass of the electorate.
You're right about that. You're right about that. But if in my opinion, if you're an atheist, you wouldn't be touching anything in God we trust.
No, that's not true. I will touch, for example, I have a Christmas tree in my home. It has nothing to do with religion. By the way, I do not trust in God, and I think in God we trust should not be on the money. But, of course, the majority of people in this country, the boozers and womanizers of America who claim to be Christians, they want that on the money, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Well, this is very understandable. And this is just a question that I had to ask. And, Tom, can you give me an atomic bomb to get out of here?
I certainly can. Are you ready? Here it is. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Let's say hello here to Brandon on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
Listen, I just want to say an atheist position is very illogical. There's no logic behind it.
There's more logic behind mine than yours.
All right. Here's just a crude example, Tom. I know you drive a Lexus. It's a sophisticated car. A lot of sophisticated systems. Would it be a logical statement to say that was together randomly on its own? Or was there a creator who built that Lexus?
There was a factory of creators.
Okay. Take the human being, the brain, the pancreas, the heart, the lungs. A lot more.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. You know who I was created by? My parents.
I'm talking about the life, the human being.
I am a human being, and my parents created me.
So is it logical to say that all came together just randomly? Is that a logical statement?
Here's what is logical, okay? Not making up a fairy tale to explain something we don't understand, which is what you do.
No. Well, you need to separate.
The answer is we don't know. And the fact is that, unlike you, I refuse to accept a fairy tale made up to explain something you don't understand. Any more than the television fairy sprinkles pixie dust on my flat screen. And that's how the picture gets to my TV. I don't know how the picture works. I don't know how all that motion happens and all those colors appear in the right place. Well, gee, there must have been a TV fairy.
Well, Tom, you need to separate, say, religious dogma that you're referring to and just the idea that there's a supreme being or creator.
I totally disagree.
Well, that's agnostic.
No, it's not, because I don't accept the idea that there's any supreme being or any unseen hand, or I disagree that my favorite Martian is up there. No, I don't accept it.
But that's just on faith. You're just believing that, but there's no backup for that.
Well, that's what you're doing.
I'm just saying it's more logical to believe there's a creator.
No, it isn't. It is no more logical to believe what you believe than to believe what I believe.
We disagree on that one.
Well, now, of course you do, because you believe. But you've got no proof whatsoever. I don't make any claims. You do. I've got nothing to prove because I don't make any claims.
Well, you need to prove how...
I don't need to prove anything. I don't need to prove a thing. I don't claim to know any of that stuff. I don't claim to have an explanation. I don't claim to have an assembly kit or a blueprint. You do.
That's right. You can't explain. You just want to say, I can't explain.
Because neither can you. You're just making up an explanation. You don't have an explanation. You can't prove any of it.
Deducing logically that things don't happen.
No. Deducing logically is guessing.
It's on evidence.
You're guessing. There is no evidence. You're guessing.
Does your eyes work, Tom?
There is no evidence. You're guessing.
Now, take a logical position on it.
No. That means to agree with you. Anyone who's logical is someone who agrees with you. That's what that means.
Well, you know how your Lexus came to be from nothing.
Again, we're not talking about cars. We're talking about people. And you have no explanation for how they came together. None. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Barbara, listening to our online stream in Phoenix. You're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I'm so glad you haven't asked the atheist, because I've been waiting to ask the atheist about lying. I know you say it's okay for your boys to lie, to say anything. Right. They hit the bullseye.
Right.
And I spoke with you a while back about seeing a married man, and you said, you can't trust him. He lied to you. And when we hung up, I thought, well, right. But the only thing he lied about was trying to get laid, so that's okay.
Well, no, but the thing is, it's one thing, it's okay for him to lie, but you also should be careful. The buyer should beware.
But I was careful because I checked him out. You thought I was unstable because I checked him out. But I don't want to be alone with a guy I don't know that well unless I know what he lied about. But what is okay is that you're an atheist.
It's not a matter of what's okay. I don't tell you what's okay. Here's what's okay. Whatever the law allows.
Well, that's what I mean. You're going by the law. Well, sometimes it could be fraud if you lie and it costs more money.
That's right. And that's why, you know who decides what's right and wrong? Society. Not the Bible. Society decides.
Well, so it's okay to lie about anything as long as it doesn't take somebody's money.
Just ask the president.
You ask the president?
Yeah.
He would lie about things that would hurt you.
Oh, yeah. Has he found the weapons of mass destruction yet?
No, but he didn't lie about...
Was the mission accomplished?
He didn't lie about not finding them.
Yeah, well, no. He lied about their existence.
Well, he thought they existed because we were being bluffed by a guy who was afraid that people would attack him if he said, I don't have any weapons.
He could have said nothing until he knew the truth.
Well,
we also didn't have to go to war until we knew the truth now, did we?
No, he can't say nothing because he's trying to convince us to go to war.
Ah, so he's trying to, so in other words, he'll say anything, including something that might not be true.
Well, yes, I think the president will lie.
And you think that's okay? You're okay with that?
No, I'm asking you, as an atheist, is it just the law that you decide, well, this isn't illegal, I'm going to lie?
That's how it works. And by the way, that is how it works.
No.
Yes.
No, So don't you have a need to be honest to people you care about?
Well, first of all, why do you assume I care about these people?
About anybody.
Like, let's say in our fantasy that I wanted to have sex with you. And let's say in that fantasy you're attracted to doctors. Guess what? Just call me Dr. Leykis.
Well, you know what? I expect a man to lie when his lips are moving. So
there you go.
That's just normal.
Well, there you go.
It's not normal if you care about someone. What about someone that you had married in the past and were still in love with? When you were in love with them, would you just lie to them willy-nilly? It's legal?
Well, it is legal.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't lie to people that you care about because you want to show them respect.
No, but that's up to me to decide. There's no, all atheists don't agree.
Well, as an atheist, I'm asking you, how do you decide who you're going to lie to?
Depends on how much I care about somebody.
Oh, so caring does go into it.
Well, it does for me, yes. If I care about somebody and they need the truth, I won't lie to them. But if there are people who can't handle the truth, then I will lie to them because that's what's expedient.
Well, I mean, if she says, do I look fat in this, and she does, you're not going to say yes. You're going to say, no, honey, you look great.
I refuse to take that quiz. Because the real truth is, if you have to ask if you look fat in this dress, you know you do.
Well, no.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes, you do. If you're asking that question, you already know the answer.
Well, what if they're just insecure and they're looking for...
I am not a psychiatrist. Not my job to fix your insecurities by lying to you.
Well, okay. So, are you gone?
No, I'm right here. Where do you think I went?
Well, I don't know. It went quiet all of a sudden. There's all this noise.
Because I'm listening to you.
Oh, okay, good.
But not anymore. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Ask the Atheist. This is Hector. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Hector.
Sir, do you believe in the devil? As an atheist, does that exist? Or?
No.
Oh, so do you believe in, like, good and evil? Do atheists feel there's any type of karma, or does anything come back to you?
I believe Dr. Laura is evil, and I believe that I am good.
Huh. Do you feel as if you were to do anything evil or cause any harm to anybody, that it wouldn't come back to you and have any repercussions?
I don't. I do not believe that.
Huh.
Otherwise, George Bush would have been dead 3 years ago.
And what do you think about, like, afterlife as an atheist? Does that afterlife exist? Or?
What do I think of what? Aflac? What?
Afterlife. Afterlife. Once you pass.
Oh, afterlife. What? I do not believe that afterlife exists.
What I understand about you then is, if you have, I mean, I'm sure you have millions of dollars. What do you live like day by day, as to say, if you have all this money to spend it on a daily basis, if you die tomorrow, then it'll stay there for nothing. I mean, it's not like.
Oh no, I will have a will, and when I die, the money will be appropriately divided.
Oh, all right. I wanted to know.
Now you know. I answered all his questions. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. It's Ask the Atheist. This is Richard. Hello.
Tom.
Yes.
I have to congratulate you. The only thing that I feel bad about is that I didn't meet you when I was like 21 and I got married to a Jewish girl in California.
Aha.
A very young, stupid, she basically used me to get out of her house because she hated her parents.
Yes.
After a year and a half, and I know it doesn't have nothing to do with
Is this Ask the Atheist? The show is called Ask the Atheist, so there's supposed to be a question mark at the end of your sentence.
I know that you never had any kids, have you?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Were you ever present in a birth of a baby?
No.
Okay, I gotta tell you, and I agree with most of the statements that you make on radio. But I kind of like have a serious doubts, like when you lose someone very dear to your heart, then you go, why? You know, if God was such a great person, why is he doing that to me? And the answer to even a priest...
I don't ask questions like that. You know, when somebody dies of cancer, they probably should have eaten better. Probably should have gotten a mammogram now and then. Or
anyway,
they probably should have a prostate exam once in a while. Huh?
I'd like to invite you to go and be present.
No, I don't need to do such a thing. I don't need to do that.
Believe me, Tom, that will convince you that God exists.
No, it won't. I've seen babies born on television. I am not convinced.
Tom, it's a great pleasure. Keep it up. I just one last question. Are you on radio like in Mexico?
No, we are. You can hear us on the internet in Mexico if you listen online. Yes.
Tom, I remember a year ago there was a young man who came for advice to their father, Tom Leykis, obviously. Yes. But he was based in Mexico, and he used to wait for hours for you just to talk to you for a few minutes, and you would give him, like, guidance about women in general. Yes. But I'm sorry that you don't have that because I'm planning to move, even though I love America. There's no country better than America with all our faults. But I'm moving to Mexico, and I was just wondering whether if you will be there.
If you listen on your computer, you go to our website, blowmeuptom.com. You can hear the show live every day.
You're my hero. Can you please blow me out of your show with the Kobe Bryant style, please?
All right, here you go.
This is about us. She's so special to me. Yeah, it beats in my heart. Yeah, the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
It's 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. It's Ask the Atheist. This is Rob. Hello.
Hey, Dad.
Hey.
How you doing?
Doing okay, son.
Good. I have a question for the atheist. I'm a long-time listener, second-time caller.
Okay.
I just have a question. You know, sometimes, like, when you're doing something and you hit your thumb or something, or you bang your thumb on something, you go, oh, Jesus Christ, or you say something like, God damn it. If you don't believe in God and that stuff, how can you say that?
Well, just the same way that the other day I went to Pavilions and I asked them if they had any Peter Pan peanut butter. Now, I don't believe that Peter Pan's a real person, but I said Peter Pan several times. I even clapped my hands once and a jar appeared.
Well, my question is, like, people say that all over the world. People use that as an expletive all the time. I'm just kind of curious.
Well, they say other things, too. They say the F word. They say the S word.
True.
They say lots of things. So what?
Well, you know, I don't know. I find it very interesting. A lot of people say they don't believe in God or whoever, but yet they still use that as a common phrase in daily life.
We talk about plenty of fictional characters in our daily lives. Are you kidding me? One time I sang the song called Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Well,
now, did that mean, do you think I believed that Santa Claus was coming to town?
Well, no, but I mean, you don't hear people say, like, if I hit my thumb
One time I sang, Here Comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Right. Then I checked the Thomas Guide, and the nearest Santa Claus Lane is located just south of Santa Barbara.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. But let's say, you know, someone...
And I don't think Santa Claus has ever come down that lane.
Well,
but it didn't stop me from sitting around the Christmas tree and singing it.
But, I mean, you don't hear people, like, when they hit their thumb with a hammer, they go, oh,
yeah, you've already said that. Don't be repeating your material. I just said something to you, and instead of responding to it, you went right back to repeating what you already said.
Okay, my apologies there, Dad. My apologies there.
Bottom line is, people say things all the time, and they make references to fictional creations or fictional characters regularly, okay? I heard one guy talking about Moby Dick.
Huh?
How about the guy who talked about the Yeti?
Yeah?
Yeah?
Okay. Well, I can't argue with you on that one, I guess.
People talk about Bigfoot.
True.
Is there a Bigfoot? How about the Loch Ness Monster? Have you ever said the words Loch Ness Monster?
No, well,
You've never said that. But that's my point. You said Loch Ness Monster. Isn't it interesting that you said the words Loch Ness Monster, but you've never seen a Loch Ness Monster, and you don't believe there is one?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's debatable, that's for sure.
The point is, we make references to fictional characters all the time.
True, very true.
How about the Cat in the Hat?
Yeah, right.
How about green eggs and ham?
That's true.
Come on.
How about Felix the cat?
All right. Have you ever said, "What's up, Doc"?
Of course.
Do you believe there's a Bugs Bunny?
No, of course I don't.
Why not? You said, "What's up, Doc"?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So the fact that you say a word doesn't mean that you believe it literally, does it?
Right. Doesn't mean it exists, is what you're saying?
That's right.
Thank you, Dad. Can you take me out with a bong rip and a thank you, Jesus?
I certainly can.
Thank you, Jesus.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
He wanted to live with me, but, you know, the worst thing that he ever did was have me listen to you, because the more I listen to you, the more I realize that he's retarded.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
Free gas for life. Sounds pretty awesome, doesn't it? Well, 97.1, the FM talk station, and Mercedes-Benz of Encino want to help you live that fantasy. Just go to Mercedes-Benz of Encino at 16721 Ventura Boulevard. Check out some cars, and you could be qualified to win free gas for life. This free fuel for your car is powered by Mercedes-Benz of Encino and 97.1, the FM talk station.
It's Dick on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom. How you doing?
I'm okay, Dick.
Hey, I have a quick question for you. I know where you're coming from with a lot of your beliefs. I'm actually agnostic, but there's a question that a lot of religious ask, and I wanted to know how you dealt with it. It's called Pascal's wager, and there was a philosopher who believed that if God did exist and the righteous man were to live his life righteously, he would be rewarded, and the man who lived it unrighteously would be punished, and vice versa. If God didn't exist, at least the man lived his life righteously, and they both end up in the hole anyways. And he said that the safest bet was to go and believe in God. Now, I don't believe in this, and I have my own reasons, but it's actually a very tricky question, and I wanted to know how you dealt with it.
Well, it's very simple. You don't believe in something to hedge your bets. You either believe it or you don't. You can't say, well, I really don't believe this, but since I'm hedging my bets, let's just say I do believe it.
Okay.
And you either believe or you don't. I don't.
Fair enough. Thank you very much, Tom. Is there any way you could take me out African tribal style?
I certainly can. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Angela on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I was calling. This is my first time ever calling in, and basically I was changing my radio station, and I heard you on, and you said you was an atheist and we can ask you anything.
You can ask me anything you like. Ask away.
Have you ever thought about how the world was formed or anything?
Have I thought about it? Well, I've thought about it, sure.
And do you think that it was formed by someone?
I doubt it.
You just think it just existed?
I do. Or it existed because there was some kind of explosion or some kind of celestial turbulence.
Oh, okay. And I heard some of the callers asking you about good and evil. And I was just listening to you. You was talking about, you know, one of the ladies was talking about lying or whatever. And I was listening, and you have a lot of good points about what you have to say. And I'm a Christian, and I do believe in God. But you seem to be a very smart person. But do you think about good and evil? Is there something on the inside of you that make you want to do good or make you want to do bad?
I do good all the time. I give women orgasms. I give advice to guys who want to get laid without spending money. I I tell guys how to, achieve what they want to achieve in life. Ignore your family. Don't listen to what your girlfriend says. Don't get married. I'm here to help.
Yeah. You just don't believe that it's a higher source.
I do not.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't even say anything about it. I just wish that, you did believe, because even though you are doing a lot of good to some people, I just would hate for it to just all be in vain, but, still.
Well, it's not in vain. I'm sure these guys call me up and they tell me they're getting more ass than a toilet seat, and I feel that it has not been in vain.
Well, it may not be in vain for them, but I'm talking about in vain for you in the, in the future. In the future, it's
I don't need it in the future. I get my satisfaction right now.
Okay. Well, you have a good one.
You too, darling.
Also, you seem like you have a lot of anger in you. You seem very...
I'm not angry at all.
To people, you seem like you have hatred and anger inside.
Darling, I don't hate you. Haven't I been nice to you?
Yeah, you have.
There you go.
All right, then. Bye-bye.
Bye. Simple as that. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. It's Ask the Atheist. This is Steve on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic. It's good to talk to you again.
I know.
I had a simple question. As an atheist, I'm agnostic, and I'm wondering what made you go more towards being an atheist than agnosticism?
Because I don't believe there's a supreme being. I just don't. I never did. I don't believe it's possible or likely. I just don't.
From semantics, I mean, the agnosticism is that you don't necessarily believe that there is a God, but you give the possibility.
No, I don't.
Okay. Because, my question around that was basically, if you believe that there is no God and there's no possibility for such, doesn't that in some way make you as bad as someone who believes in God, in the sense that you...
I don't think people who believe in God are bad.
Well, I'd agree with that, and that was a poor choice of words. But the thing that I'm trying to say is that if you're saying that people who believe are not necessarily doing it with any evidence, and what I'm saying is that if you don't have evidence also that there isn't one, doesn't agnosticism kind of make more sense?
Not to me, it doesn't, because I don't believe. I don't even believe remotely. And by the way, my belief system is not to satisfy people's standards or to satisfy people that I'm consistent. I just believe what I believe, and I don't what I don't.
That is an entirely fair way to look at it. Can you take me out with Thank You, Jesus, and then some gangster style?
I certainly can.
Thank you, Jesus!
Biatch. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Let's say hello here to, let's say hello here to John on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
How you doing, John?
You're John. I'm Tom.
Yeah, John, this is actually, I'm a first-time listener. I'm glad I got through. But, I respect what you believe. But, let me ask you, knowing what we know about the universe, and we know how vast it is, don't you even give a little room to chance that we might not just be floating around in this giant block of space, that something, this whole thing started somehow, some way? You don't even leave a little room to chance?
No.
I mean, I know I respect how I kind of feel the same way, but I don't know. I just have to leave a little room to chance, because we're simple men. We don't know everything. In fact, we don't know a damn thing about what's out there and how this whole thing started. The Big Bang Theory is just a theory.
But the point is that whatever is the truth, it is not that some cool guy in a white beard sits up in the clouds going, okay, you, brain tumor. You, living to 120 years old. You, baby with a brain born out of the outside of your head. You, a triple on a walk-off or a walk-off home run for you.
Well, that I understand.
And that's what people believe, and I refuse to accept it.
Yeah, and I respect that because, you know, I feel the same way. But I don't know, me, I just got to leave a little room.
Well, you can do whatever you like. One thing about this is I don't try to tell people, you know, what to believe, what to do, any of it.
And that's why, you know, what little I know about you is, you know, I think that's probably what I respect most about you. You know, is that, like, live and let live, man. What are we going to do?
Damn, I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm perfectly fine with whatever you want to believe. But I don't believe it. I don't accept it.
That's true. It was hard for me to accept Classic Coke.
To accept what?
Classic Coke.
Oh, Classic Coke. I thought you said Catholic Coke. I'm thinking, who has that? Boy. I have time for one more call, and it's got to be fast, so I'm going to try Mike here. Mike, what was your question on Ask the Atheist?
Hello, Father.
Hello, son.
I have sinned. You know, a couple of callers touched on this, but just for clarification, I was trying to figure out what is the difference between an atheist and an agnostic. I thought agnostic was that you didn't believe in God and you didn't believe anyone new either.
An agnostic is someone who doesn't believe in a supreme being specifically, but has an open mind. And an agnostic has a closed mind about it. Thanks a lot for the call.
The Tom Leykis Show.